Well, the Fox News and Common Sense department last year interviewed the owner of the Los Angeles Times, Patrick Soon-Shiong, right here on this set. He said he was intent on making his paper less liberal, less biased. Apparently, he needs more time, as evidenced by today's headline in the LA Times reading, quote, "Federal authorities deserve to do their job safely. It starts with removing the masks." The LA Times alleges to cover the news. Did they not hear the news about the deadly shooting at a Dallas ICE facility? If time is everything, the timing of this piece is everything, because it is nothing but an angry rant against Trump and ICE, saying, quote, "Calls for Democrats to stop attacking Trump's policies are just calls to silence dissent." The Times argues that masking agents is eroding public trust. Funny, because doxing and shooting agents isn't exactly building trust. Does the Times not know that California's sanctuary policies endanger federal agents? Because when local law enforcement cooperates with ICE, most criminal illegal immigrants are handed over safely. In California, ICE has to go get them, endangering themselves and others. Common sense knows the LA Times is not about to incorporate balance, and California is not about to cooperate with the feds. So maybe they stop this whole mask raid. Let's bring in prosecutor Wendy Patrick and retired Riverside, Illinois Police Chief Tom Weitzel. Thank you both for coming on. I think let's go to you first if we can, Tom, because I want to play more of the video. We played this a little bit earlier in Kevin's live shot, but it's kind of phenomenal. This is the video of the ICE agents actually protecting the detainees. And if you watch this, you can see they are looking out for the best interest of the people that they are arresting and trying to deport. And now listening to the acting U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas.
These agents were heroic, clearly willing to lay down their lives to save the lives of the detainees in their custody. And that's an extremely important point to make at this point in time.
Except on the left, they're just evil. They're just evil, and they've been vilified and villainized, you name it. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, you can absolutely see the agents go into their training. They're defaulting right to their training. And, you know, they were under fire. Their vehicles took rounds. And you can be assured that the assassin was not trying to hit detainees without a doubt. So they're going to their training. There were civilian ICE employees in that facility and outside that facility, and also not just the sworn agents. So they were trying to save everyone. Obviously, there was one killed, 2 injured. But, yeah. I mean, that doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. I mean, here in the Chicago area, not only are they doxing them, they're following around, they're all night long outside their hotels, all night long banging, causing disturbances, music. So it hasn't deterred anything that these agents did heroic acts by saving individuals' lives.
Yeah, we're going to play some video in a moment that's going to shock you from the Illinois area here. Meantime, you have Democrats on ICE, and here's kind of what they're saying.
Criticizing the way that ICE is rounding up people in this country in a deeply inhumane and immoral way is not an incitement to violence.
We've heard a lot of law enforcement leaders and Republicans talking about bringing down the temperature, people not demonizing ICE. What are your thoughts on that?
I think ICE has to follow some basic rules and guidelines. There is a lot of fear. I mean, we have people that are just being disappeared off the streets.
They're following guidelines, Wendy. They're following rules. The sanctuary policies are making it so much more difficult on them. And these people just absolutely won't give them any kind of daylight.
That's exactly right. And, you know, you talk about the inflammatory rhetoric. I mean, words are weapons.
Right.
And we have seen words weaponized against ICE agents, which puts them in danger, which puts their families in danger. Who would want to apply for a job like that where literally you worry about going home in a casket because you've got people shooting at you? And that video that we just saw, that completely discredits the language about them, because you saw acts of bravery. Right. Actions speak louder than words, and you got to see those agents defaulting to their training, which is protecting those detainees, not rounding them up and kidnapping them, protecting them from a sniper whose target, by the way, was the agents, not the detainees.
Back to your neck of the woods, Tom, here, Broadview, Illinois. Listen to the protesters and what they had to say.
Arrest ICE! Arrest ICE! Arrest ICE! Arrest ICE! Shoot ICE! Shoot ICE! Shoot the
Shoot ICE, arrest ICE, kill ICE. Tom.
Yeah, the really sad thing about that, Trace, is who's in that crowd? They're not only activists, but there are clergy members there. There are our Illinois state elected officials are there. They are some of the ones yelling at the ICE agents. They're some of the ones taunting them, standing in front of the cars. Imagine this. Our elected officials that are sworn to uphold the Constitution here in Illinois, they are some of the members that you see in that video.
Yeah, it really is crazy. FoxNews.com reads the following. An Iowa school district superintendent living in the United States illegally, who also faces weapon charges, was arrested Friday. Authorities say Ian Andre Roberts, who heads the Des Moines Public Schools, the largest school district in the state, was taken into custody on a fugitive warrant, and he fled in a vehicle and was found with a handgun, Wendy.
This was an incredible story, Trace. We saw this man go from educator to inmate, all in a day's work. But again, it wasn't a kidnapping. It wasn't below the belt. It was enforcement of the law. And if people don't like what the law says, if they don't like that it allows ICE agents the ability to enforce it, then the answer is at the ballot box, not bullets. And that is what we're seeing nowadays. Yep. And that's really the nice, peaceful talks that we need to have if somebody disagrees.
I don't have time to get an answer on this, but I want to put it up on the screen because it's important. It just happened, a little breaking news. The DOJ released this. The defendants followed the victim. These are 3 women going after an ICE agent. Followed the victim, an ICE agent, from the Civic Center in downtown Los Angeles to his personal residence. The defendants live streamed on their Instagram accounts their pursuit of the victim and provided directions as they followed the victim home, encouraging their viewers to share the live stream, to dox him and to do everything he could to this ICE agent who lives in Los Angeles, among them in their neighborhood, and they wanted him out and they wanted him damaged. Tom, Wendy, thank you both.
Thank you.